Hey guys, it's Helen Hart-Smith here again with
Kathy.
We're in a frame together.
Oh God, it's been a while.
We said our names. This must be a video. This must be a top 10.
It must be. You're right.
What? How are you?
You know, I've been super busy. It's been crazy at work. It's been crazy at home. This last year was a dead year or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just a sinkhole of...
We both had a pretty rough dead year. So, but we are super excited to be together and working on some top 10s. I know it's been a while for you guys. I hope you're anticipating because we got some good ones that we're going to record today.
Right.
This is the first one. Kathy, what is the subject?
The subject is witchy artists.
Ooh.
And by this type of artist, we're talking about the visual medium artist.
Correct. Yes. Yes. So artiste, they creating the beautiful artwork. So we don't know if these folks are actually Wiccan or pagan in any way, but the
artwork suggests.
Right. The artwork inspires and brings about witchy feeling and such. So,
and some of them do focus on gods and goddesses.
Right.
And mythical creatures. So it's a good bet. Maybe some of them
are skating the path, maybe. I don't know. All right. So let's jump in no particular order. But the first artist that we want to talk about is Sandra SanTara. She is an artist that owns and operates under the name Wind Wolf Studios. So she specializes in visual arts, visionary, tribal stuff, realistic wildlife. Wow, I don't know.
Sorry.
So she does prints. She also paints on feathers, which you have
phenomenal.
One of those.
It's phenomenal.
Yes. And she also does t-shirts and stuff like that.
Okay, to be fair, I have a print of her painting on a feather.
Oh, I thought it was an actual feather.
It's a print.
Oh.
It's beautiful. Just beautiful.
All right. Well, one of my Odin Father representations is a piece that she did. And so she does a lot of animal work. That was the wildlife that I was stumbling upon.
Right.
It's bad.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, I've in general been having trouble with words. So, but I really dig her stuff, and she has an Instagram account that I follow, and so I will put a link in the comments.
The show notes.
Yeah. The show notes. Oh, I like that. I'm going to have to remember that. I will put a link for her Instagram, and I will put a link for her website. I believe I remember seeing her for the first time at Convocation in the art room.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really dig her. Lots of animals, and she does combinations of animals, and it's very, like I said, very shamanic.
The one I have is a regular leopard and a black leopard on a feather, and it's just beautiful. Yeah,
the feather ones are like really cool because that takes some like steady hand. So yeah,
right.
Dig that. Dig her. Sandra. Yes. Next.
Number 2 is Amy Brown. She's been around for a while. She does a lot of fairies. She's like everywhere. Calendars, books, there's figurines.
Oh my gosh.
There's just, she's kind of, oh God, it's the word. Words, she's everywhere. Ubiquitous?
She's all over.
She's all over. Ubiquitous may not be the correct word. But yeah, you probably have seen her artwork even if you don't know the name. She has been painting since 92, or painting fairies since 92. And yeah, she's she also has an Instagram, which Helen will put a link to.
Right, as well as her website where you can purchase her art. I dig her. You know, I think if you've seen a fairy with stripy stockings,
yeah,
then you've
that's
seen
her.
Amy Brown.
Right.
And I know I've got numerous pieces. I've got numerous, and you do too. I think of like the figurines.
Yeah, I gave them away.
Did you?
I was out of room.
Mine are actually in a box in the closet.
Which is
still.
why I gave mine away, because
Yeah,
I was out of room.
I've been thinking about gifting them to my cousin's daughter, who claims that because she likes fairies and crystals, she's more my daughter than hers. And I'm like, I'll take her.
I'll take it.
Yeah, so thinking about, I need to unearth it. So she might get some fairies for her bedroom. So yeah, next on the list is NeNe Thomas, and NeNe Thomas I think has been around just about as long
Probably.
as Amy Brown.
Yeah.
She's known as another fairy artist. She does a lot of dragon work, warriors, fantasy, that type thing. Prince. I've got one or two of her books that are collections of her artwork. And I probably saw her online first, but at the Michigan Renaissance Festival, there's always a booth
Right.
with her artwork in it. And it is fabulous. I want to say, I know that I filmed my Sacred Space recently, and the Tatiana that's on my air altar, I believe, is one of her pieces, and I know I've got another one out in the living room. I really, really dig her. It's really interesting because they're so popular, the two of them, and there might even be like one other artist that I'm not thinking of. These women that do these fairies and what have you, there's elements to their artwork that, I mean, it's just really freaking cool.
Right.
You know, so yeah, NeNe Thomas, really good. She has a Instagram as well, so I'll link both the Instagram and her website in the box as well. What did you call it? Show notes?
Show notes.
I dig that.
The show notes.
I dig that. I'm going to use that all the time.
You
Thank
should.
you.
Some show notes. So number 4 is Paul Borda.
Oh, Paul.
He is less a painter and more a sculptor. I know that I have several pieces of his God and Goddess statuary for our Coven altar.
Yes.
He just some phenomenal things. You probably know the name Dryad Designs.
That's where his stuff is sold through.
Yeah, there's a lot of it out there. Anytime you go to a pagan store, you will likely find some of his pieces.
Yeah, if you see something that looks like it's a wood finish or looks like it's a stone finish, it's probably his stuff.
Yeah, and given the subjects of his art, he's most likely pagan. He does. He has a system that he goes through with meditation and research to come up with the image, and then create it. And he is actually a very, very good artist.
Yeah.
He has a website.
Yes.
So Helen will put that in the show notes.
For sure. In the show notes. My Odin father, you gifted me for my birthday from Paul. So good. Yep. So good.
He hasn't done Bast yet, though.
Well, perhaps if he sees this, has he done? He's done mostly Celtic and Norse.
Right. So no Apollo, no Bast.
But maybe if he sees this, he'll be inspired.
Right.
We can dream,
We
right?
can dream, sure.
Next on the list is Jessica Galbreth. And Jessica Galbraith is no longer a pagan artist. She's really known for her print artistry. Man. She's a good artist.
She was good.
She's a good artist. She did a lot of goddesses. I know one of my favorite representation of Breed she did.
My favorite representation of Bast she did.
Yeah, I mean, she did all the goddesses.
She did fairies.
She did fairies. Yeah. I'm looking at my wall because there's 2 on my wall that's in my sight line right now. Yeah. One called Bewitching. Her stuff is really good, but
she did statuary. She did cards. There was a lot of other medium that her art was put onto, and she used to be at the Michigan Renaissance Festival every year.
That's right. I forgot about that. And she's got, so from the artwork spawned a lot of stuff. Like, I know I've got a boxes, jewelry.
Tiles. The figurines, I've got her summer, winter, fall, spring figurines.
Yeah. So she's another one of those mass market type artists that, you know, is great.
She got really big and really popular.
In 2010, though, she made the choice to stop doing pagan-themed artwork, and she kind of, you know, she became a Christian. She found Jesus, and so now she does a lot of angelic work, and so her style hasn't changed.
Right, just the subject matter.
Yeah, the subject matter, and I mean, it's not even angelic works that I would purchase. Because yes, we work with angels, but it's just not something that I would be into.
Right.
So that's unfortunate, but I love her pagan stuff.
And she is still painting. And so it's not like she stopped doing anything.
Right.
It's just no longer something we would be interested in.
Exactly. Yeah, so we wish her well with that.
Yes. So number 6 is Michael Parks.
Oh, I like him.
And I was aware of Michael Parks long before I came out of the broom closet, because we have had a poster of a painting of his in our house since probably 92.
I was going to say, you're who I learned about Michael Parks through.
When we lived in Flint, we bought that picture, and we've had it. It moved when we moved, and then we bought another picture. He is a phenomenal artist. He does a lot of animal stuff. Yeah, he does a lot of animals and
they're
gargoyles.
He does ballerinas,
some surrealistic type paintings. He's just amazing. And it's Parkes. Because that kind of threw me when I tried to find him.
Right, yeah.
His name is up on my wall. How do I spell his last name? Yeah.
Yeah. He does, I like the Ledge series or whatever. He does quite a few things where there's a ledge and there might be a ballerina that's dancing like off a ribbon and in the air off the ledge.
One of the ones I have is a girl with blowing bubbles, and a gargoyle jumps off the building after the bubble. It's amazing.
Like
that's
becomes
the one
real.
We've had forever.
Right. Yeah. So he's got he also does sculpting, which is kind of cool. But I dig him. I've got several. I don't have any big pictures of his, but I've purchased several cards.
And we have a book.
And I think I have a calendar that I've kind of taken some stuff out of. But I've put those cards in frames, so I've got a little collage in the house. Very cool. Very real, but very surreal.
Yeah.
Those little
He's got some faces that are kind of unwrapping like a ribbon or something. He's got some weird looking creatures too.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's not something I would put in my house, but you can tell the talent of the artist.
Right, for sure. Next on the list is one of my favorites. Megan Weber, otherwise known as Zaheroux. She considers herself an art witch, which I love that. Megan is, she does a lot of prints. Her medium of choice is color pencil, drawing, inket, color pencil. She is the one that did my Animalis As Fortuna, I think is how it's pronounced.
The deck?
A tarot deck. All animals, or mostly animals. She's done some like skeleton themed Halloween things and stuff like that, but mostly animals. Our friend Leanne is obsessed with her. I'm borderline obsessed with her. I did a video.
Doesn't she do the skulls and stuff too?
She does the skulls. She does that one that's on my ancestor altar. She's really good. I mean, she's obscene. She's so good. I also have her Oracle deck. That's really cool. So she has an Etsy shop. So I will put a link to that below, as well as her Instagram. And her Instagram is really cool to check out because she posts a lot of like in process things. So she's working on something. She's also been doing quite a few rework projects. So some of her earlier artwork, she's kind of like redoing it as and reinterpreting it and such, because as an artist, with everything else, the more you do it, the better you get. So
and with life experience, you change.
Exactly.
And so the things that you work on change.
Yeah, so they're really cool.
So the next one, I may slaughter this. Laura Tempest Zakroff.
Yep, that's it.
I did slaughter it. So she is a witch, and she actually has a lot of books on paganism and witchcraft. She does a lot with sigils. I wasn't aware that she was a painter artist until we were preparing for this.
Oh, you didn't see her stuff in the art room?
No.
She's the one that did the stuff on those 2x4s.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it. I didn't realize it was her, I guess.
So good.
So I went out and looked at her art, and it is very good. It's a little darker than my taste.
Right.
But it is very good.
Yeah.
And it's, of course, all, witchy.
Mm-hmm. I think she's known for her sigil work.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because her artwork, you can see the sigil work.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
So that was really cool.
It's very interesting. It's kind of dark, but it's very, very beautiful. She's a very talented artist.
Dig her stuff a lot.
And I was kind of surprised that her website didn't have any of her art. Just had her books. I had to Google for art in order to find pictures of her stuff.
Well, I know that she has prints. I wonder where she's selling them from. I don't know. Didn't even go to look at it.
Because I was preparing for this, and I went to look, and I'm
because you're a preparer.
I try. Sometimes I fly by the seat of my pants, but,
things happen. I'm more fly by the seat of my pants. That's why we make a great team. Right. So next on the list it might seem a little odd at first, but hang with me, because there's a method to my madness. Next on the list is Pamela Colman-Smith. Now, many of you might be saying, who the hey is Pamela Colman-Smith? Well, let me tell you who she is.
It's actually been very vocal about who she is in the last couple of years. It's come out in a lot of the pagan press that hey, we should pay attention to this person.
So, if you're familiar with the original Rider-Waite deck.
The original one.
The original. Okay, with all those legendary artistry that we now kind of compare other decks to, Pamela is the artist of that deck.
So now it's more in vogue to call it the Rider-Waite-Smith deck.
Exactly. And there's different variations of that deck that are available. So she passed away in 1951. So her story is kind of
done.
Yeah, she's kind of.
But again, it's really become in the last few years. Hey, it wasn't just Rider-Waite. Smith was also involved.
Right, there was a woman.
Drew it.
There was a woman that was involved, right? Because she was known as an illustrator. She studied at the Pratt Institute in Brooklyn when she was 15, and easily showed promise with her talent at that age. She studied in England, worked as an illustrator. She joined the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn in 1901. So she knew Crowley, and that's where she met Arthur Waite, and who commissioned her to work on the deck in 1909. So her history is really stinking cool. And I invite you to take a look at her and look at some of. She wasn't really. The deck was probably what she's best known for. Nothing else really sold. And as a matter of fact, when she died in 1951, she died penniless. But
which is typical for a lot of good artists.
Exactly. But I think she's made a mark in the pagan community, and
Right.
so she deserves to be recognized.
Right.
Yes.
So the last one is Susan Seddon Boulet.
I'm gonna guess.
Boulet?
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess that's
I
how you
don't
do
know.
it. It sounds French.
Boulet.
Yes.
Yeah. This is another artist that I had not heard of prior to doing research for this.
Me neither, but I knew I knew her artwork because she was like one of the first.
Yeah.
Pagan-y themed.
So I went out and I looked and I'm like, I've saved that picture.
Yep.
I've saved that picture.
Yep.
I've saved that picture. So I knew the work. I just didn't know the artist. Because, when you steal things from the internet, you just don't always get the right credit for it.
Steal
Right?
from the internet? We don't do that. We borrow to make our book of light prettier.
Right. So you probably seen her work as well. She did pass away in '97, but her work is it's very shamanistic.
Yes.
In nature,
Yes.
there's a lot of animal headdresses or animal and human kind of morphing in the picture.
Yes.
It's very, very beautiful. There's a lot of browns, a lot of white in the background.
A lot of dark backgrounds.
Yeah.
I remember and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's very beautiful. Let's see. She was born in Brazil, but then emigrated to the United States. She's got a long history, but you've probably seen her art, and it's very beautiful. I would definitely recommend you just Google it, because obviously she's not going to have an Instagram.
Right. So I'll put the list so you can, because unfortunately she doesn't have a website. She's been gone for
97.
Yeah. So over 20 years. But I might I've been feeling ballsy with my video editing skills lately. So maybe I'll try to flash some pictures or what. I don't know, guys. I'm not promising.
You could do one for each.
Yeah, I'm not going to promise anything. So if you get to the end of this video and you haven't seen anything,
comment and tell her to start playing with the video better.
If it's not during the video, maybe I'll just tack it on at the end with some pretty music.
Oh, there you go. That'd be easy.
I could totes do that. So
that would be easy.
All right.
So that's 10.
That's 10. That's a top 10. Woohoo!
Yeah.
So if you enjoyed this video or learned something from it, what should they do, Kathy?
They should like and subscribe.
That's right. Subscribe. Hit that red button. Woo woo woo. Like I said, I'll put all kinds of links
in the show notes.
And in the show notes. And there will also be links in the show notes for various social media, like the
Instagram,
website. There isn't a website. Calm down.
No.
Facebook, Instagram, both of our Instagrams, and all that groovy stuff. So,
and if you have an idea for a top 10.
That's right.
Feel free to share. If you have some artists we didn't mention,
yes,
feel free to share too. We can always do another one of these.
Oh, yes. We're not above another top 10. All right. Well, then that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching, and thanks for taking the time to walk the path for a little while with us. Until next time, blessed be.